Well, folks, I want to thank everybody for making it out here. We had some people that traveled far, some who were able to walk, some maybe took bicycles, very eco-friendly. But by any means, we want to thank everybody for coming out, for supporters, members of the press. My name is J. Craig Gordon, and I am a Georgia State Representative, House District 163. I'm also a small business owner. And for the past 12 to 13 years, depending on who's counting, I've had the pleasure of working alongside Leader Abrams and consider her not only a former colleague, but a friend and someone who's very empathetic to the small business scope and culture as it relates to Georgia. Because of these experiences and my time serving with Representative Abrams and Leader Abrams in the House, I know that she's the right person to lead our great state, especially as it relates to growth in business, both small and large. She understands that building a diverse and thriving landscape, we've got to grow entrepreneurship, we've got to provide training at all levels to new businesses and concentrate on not just large metro areas, but urban communities, in whether it's Savannah, suburban areas, and rural areas. We know that to make this happen, we've got to have access to quality health care. We know that we've got to have access to training. We know that we've got to invest in things like transit and transportation so that our small business people can conduct business conducively. And when larger companies are looking at Georgia, one of the hindrances isn't our roads and our bridges. And some will say, one of the pivotal factors or relevancies in Georgia right now is bringing Amazon, and we think that that's a great opportunity. That's 50,000 jobs that'll start in Atlanta and hopefully trickle down. Representative Abrams supports that, and also at the same time supports the growth of small businesses, because we know that if Amazon brings 50,000 jobs, supporting 5,000 small businesses that grow to the point that they hire 10 new people around the state does the same thing. We also know that decisive and discriminatory legislation does not help grow Georgia. And industries like Amazon and entertainment that provide more than living wage jobs or unfortunately leave or not come. And during her tenure as our House leader, she was very, very pivotal and working in a bipartisan fashion to make sure that discriminatory legislation did not get passed. And because of that, we've got billions of dollars in different industries. Again, Savannah has benefited from that as well as it relates to entertainment and our ports. So I thank all of you for coming out. Again, I don't just personally endorse Representative Abrams as a former colleague. I endorse her today as a business person who I know who's going to help create a cultivating environment for small businesses to grow, and as a friend. Right now, Akeem is going to talk a little bit more about how those plans get implemented, but I want to thank everybody for coming out.
Greetings and salutations, everyone. Thank you, Representative Gordon, for the introduction. I'm going to give you 3 pieces of information today. That's who, what, and why. Who? I am Akeem McMichael. I am a native of Macon, Georgia, a resident of Savannah for 11 years, and a business owner of McMichael Enterprises for roughly 5 years. What? McMichael Enterprises is an educational support group for children. We provide educational service for children over Georgia. How do we do that? The last 2 summers, we have started and launched Camp Success. Camp Success is a camp that helps children and helps education to prevent the summer slide and keeps children's minds on academics as well as recreation. Now, with that being said, the why. Why I endorse Stacy Abrams is because of her like-minded entrepreneurship. She is also an entrepreneur. So what better way to have a governor who understands? With her business Now account, she has helped over 100 people, millions of dollars to help small businesses keep jobs and also start up businesses. So you want to know who, what, and why. Who I am is Akeem McMichael. What I am about is education, and who I am for is Stacy Abrams. Thank you.
Hi everybody, I'm Tatiana Cabral Smith. I'm an entrepreneur here in Savannah. I started my own jewelry business about 3 years ago, and I'm here to endorse Stacy Abrams because she knows what it's like to be an entrepreneur. She also has plans to support small businesses here in Georgia. In Georgia, the arts generate billions in economic activity and account for 133,000 jobs. That's a lot of jobs made by small businesses like mine. I have been here in Savannah, Georgia for about 8 years, and I endorse Stacy Abrams because I know she stands for what is important here in Georgia and in the community. She also understands the needs of a small business like mine. She co-sponsored legislation to restructure the Georgia Council for the Arts to ensure it included professionals from the arts community, and I think that's a priority here in Georgia where the arts are a growing industry. Thank you.
Hey, good afternoon. My name is Joe Steffen. I'm a longtime resident of Savannah, but I'm also an attorney and a small business owner here in Savannah. I wholeheartedly endorse Stacy Abrams for governor. I really just want to address a couple of things that fall within the realm of being a small business owner and also representing small business owners. The focus in the past has always been on the larger industries, but the truth is, as we go forward into the economies of the future and the opportunities of the future, those jobs are going to come from small businesses and from entrepreneurial ventures like Stacy Abrams has done herself and like she supports. And so if we look to the future, I want a candidate that's going to look to those future jobs that are going to be created. Secondly, I represent a lot of folks in my practice, not only small business owners, but also people who are injured in accidents. And I see a lot going on with the Medicaid and Medicare issues. Georgia is falling way behind on those issues, and Stacy Abrams in the legislature has fought to increase people's being able to be on Medicare and being able to be covered for those types of things. My son used that program when he had a childhood illness, and we've seen how the legislature has tried to cut those benefits, and I know Stacy Abrams will keep going forward on those things. The last thing I want to mention is that affects not just small business owners, but all of us. One of the issues that's going to be the difference between this candidate for governor and who the Republicans nominate is trying to create a fair redistricting system here in Georgia. It's an issue that's close to my heart. We don't get represented properly because legislators are drawing their own districts, and they're doing it for their own personal benefits. Places like Savannah are not properly represented when it comes to congressional issues and when it comes to state issues. And our party's not represented properly. Stacy Abrams has made that a centerpiece issue for her. It'll be different than what the Republicans put forward. So if you believe in being fairly representative, one person, one vote, Stacy Abrams is going to be your candidate going forward. And I appreciate the opportunity to speak on her behalf.